Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Collins. I'm a physical therapist who specializes in pelvic health, and I am here today to talk to you about pelvic mobility. So it is very, very important to have a strong pelvis, a strong core, and strong pelvic diaphragm muscles. It is equally as important to have good pelvic mobility. Pelvic mobility is really important for several things that we do every day. A lot of functional activities like transferring positions from a sitting position to a standing position, doing things like defecating, other things like walking. Pelvic mobility is also good for dancing and for having babies, but it's also really good for something I believe probably most of us enjoy, and that is sex. So let's go ahead and learn about how to do some pelvic mobility. What we're going to learn today is called the pelvic clock. And I'm going to move my chair out of the way and get on my workout ball, my Swiss ball, to help show you how to do that. So if you have a workout ball at home, one of those big workout balls to sit on, I really like those because they can move with you to kind of give you a better idea of how your pelvis is moving. If you don't have one of those workout balls, these are also exercises you can try laying down on your back with your knees bent, or also on your hands and knees on all fours. So let me move my chair out the way and get to my ball. Just a second. Okay, here we go. So you can see me sitting on my ball here. Oh, well, maybe I need to make it a little bit better. Hold on. 1 second. Sorry. Let's try that. See if that's better. Okay, yes. Now you can see me a little better. So here I am sitting on my ball. Ideally, you would like your ball to have your knees and hips at equal 90-degree angles. I'm a pretty short person, so unless my ball is really kind of more deflated, it's not going to do that. So I like to keep it for people who are slightly taller than me because those are the patients that I see most times. So ideally about like this would be right. Okay, so we want to start from something we call neutral spine. And neutral spine is when you have a small curve in your lower back, which you're supposed to have. And that's about the amount of a hand width, I'm going to turn to my side here, that can kind of fit into your low back here, right? So in neutral spine as well, your pelvic bones, which are right here, and your pubic bone, which is right here, should be in the same horizontal plane. So if we look again from the side, here's my pelvic bones and here's my pubic bones. If my pubic bone is too forward, well, now my back's too curved. And if my pubic bone is behind me, well, now I'm too arched, which is good for mobility exercises, but that's not a good position for your daily functional activities like walking and standing. You should be in more of a neutral spine position, which is when everything's lined up in that same horizontal plane and you have that small arch in your back. But again, like I said, for other things like moving, lifting, and for even walking, we need to have some pelvic mobility, and also, like I said, for intercourse, having babies, you need to have it. So here's a few things you can do. If you imagine your pelvis, as a clock, with 12 o'clock being up front at your pubic bone, 6 o'clock being behind you at your tailbone, and then 3 and 9 o'clock being off to your side, this is the clock you're using, okay? So we're gonna start, I'm gonna put my hands on my hips so you can kind of see me a little bit better, and we're gonna start going forward and backwards, which is called a posterior to anterior tilt, right? So if we're going forward, we're gonna bring 12 o'clock forward, right? Then we're going to come back to neutral spine, and then we're going to arch backwards into an anterior tilt and back forward. I'm going to go to the side so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing here. Hands are on my hips. So bring your pelvis forward to 12 o'clock. That's a posterior tilt, neutral spine. Then bringing your pelvis down, that's an anterior tilt, forward tilt, anterior tilt, forward tilt, anterior tilt, or this is also called a posterior tilt, anterior tilt, posterior tilt, anterior tilt, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Got that? Okay. Now we're going to do 3 and 9 o'clock. Again, hands are on my pelvic bone so you can see what I'm doing. Now we're going to go, your 3 o'clock will be this way, so I'm going to go your 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We can go the other way. 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Okay, now we can tick around the clock, right? So we can go 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9. We can reverse it. 12, 9, 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, 3. And then my favorite is to do full circles clockwise and counterclockwise, right? So any of you know how to wind out there? This is where you get to have your fun. So we're going to go around the clock, right? Now when we do this, I'm isolating at just my pelvis to make the movement. My knees may move in relation to my pelvis moving, but my knees should not do the opposite in that my knees shouldn't move to make my pelvis move, right? So I'm going around with my pelvis and my knees are moving a little bit. I shouldn't make my knees move like this to make my pelvis move. That's not right, okay? Pelvis moves and then your knees may follow suit. Let's reverse it, other way. Everyone typically, or most people, have a better way that they go or an easier way that they go. That's okay. If one way is easier for you than the other one, then just go, practice both sides and both sides will improve. Okay, so to review, we're going to go forward, backward, posterior tilt, anterior tilt. We'll go 3 to 9, 3 to 9. You can also go 9 to 3, 9 to 3. And then you can do around the clock, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, and reverse 12, 9, 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, 3, and then your big circles, clockwise and counterclockwise. Okay? So, let's try doing about 10 of those each way every day and help with our pelvic mobility. It'll also help build up our abdominal muscles and our pelvic floor muscles too. So working on strengthening and back muscles, working on strengthening and mobility, all with one exercise. Very cool. A+. If you have any questions or comments, you can type them below and I will be sure to get back to you. Thanks so much. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.